Now, it has been described, as we know, as one of Europe's worst terror attacks, killing at least 129 people. And while the British government has pledged to increase security and intelligence staff, France retaliated overnight by launching massive bombing raids on the so-called Islamic State strongholds in Syria. Well, with me now is Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy, thank you very much indeed for coming in. Obviously, we have to talk about the horrific events in Paris. And overnight, as we said, the French have launched those airstrikes. In your opinion, is that the right way? Is that what we should be doing?
I think, first of all, what happened in Paris was appalling. This is a vibrant, multicultural city. Young people of all faiths and older people as well, all there together, and cultures. And this terrible thing happened. Likewise, which didn't, unfortunately, get hardly any publicity, was the bombing in Beirut last week, or the killing in Turkey. And I think our media needs to be able to report things that happen outside Europe as well as inside Europe. A life is a life. Does the bombing change it? Probably not. The idea has to be surely a political settlement in Syria. Very difficult to achieve. There are some signs that the talks over the weekend have made some progress. Iran, Russia, USA, European Union around the table together with all the regional governments, particularly Turkey, is key. But also, who's funding ISIS? Who's arming ISIS? Who's providing safe havens for ISIS to get there? You have to ask questions about the arms that everyone sold in the region, the role of Saudi Arabia in this. I think there's some very big questions, and we have to be careful. One war doesn't necessarily bring about peace. It often can bring yet more conflict and more mayhem and more loss.
So whilst the French are going to be possibly continuing these airstrikes, Britain might join in. We don't know. But as far as you're concerned, not the way to do it. But you can't. The thing is, how do you sit around a table with these people? You can't.
Well, I'm not saying sit around the table with ISIS. I'm saying bring about a political settlement in Syria, which will help then to bring some kind of unity government, technical government in Syria. We should also remember that the majority of people that have been killed in Syria have been because of the civil war between the Syrian government and the differing opposition groups. And in a sense, it's almost a proxy war, because you've got Russia heavily arming Syrian government and Iran supporting them. And on the other side, you've got the USA and the Europeans supporting the opposition parties. We've got to somehow or other change the whole matrix there to bring about a political process, because Syria is the cradle of much of our civilization. Beautiful place, fantastic history, and it's a country that well, was a mandated colonial territory at one time, gained its independence, and is now being fought over. We've got to somehow or other change the mood and move things on. It's not easy. No, I'm not pretending any of it is.
It's not. And obviously they're all meeting at the moment.
Yeah,
all
which is
of
good.
The nations are meeting just now. But do you think what you've just put forward there, is that likely to be on the table, or do you think it is more going to be?
I think it is, actually. I'm sure it is, because the fact that the United States has now reached some kind of accommodation with Iran has got to be good. I'm very critical of the human rights record of Iran, as indeed in many other countries. There has to be dialogue, there has to be discussion. The fact that Iran, the USA, Russia and European Union are in the same room around the same table, that's got to be good news.
You're obviously somebody who paddles your own canoe. You do things the way that you want to do them. Everything you say, though, now is under scrutiny. How difficult has that been for you, as somebody who wants to just say it as it is, if you like, or how you feel? Everything you say, it doesn't matter. You know, it could be from who you appoint in your cabinet to how low you bow your head to the clothes that you are wearing. It's all up for shots, and that happens to you.
But do you not like my jacket?
No, it's lovely. No, it's fine. No, really, it is.
Are you
It's
sure?
okay. No, I'm absolutely sure. But you get this all the time, Jeremy. How do you cope with it?
It is different, because the degree of scrutiny is absolutely huge. There was one point I went out the front door, and I was going out, as you do, locally for a bit of exercise, wearing my shorts and T-shirt and so on. And I was carrying something to drop off somewhere on the way. And my son said to me, one of them said to me, he said, "That's terrible." I said, "What?" He said, "Why shouldn't we wear shorts?" He said, "No, the socks didn't match."
Ah. So at least you're getting sartorial advice from your family.
Oh, I get lots of sartorial advice from... You'd be amazed the amount of sartorial advice I get from a lot of people, particularly friends and neighbours. But that's OK. Yeah, you are under scrutiny, and that's fine. Because, in a sense, if you're elected to a public position as a Member of Parliament, you are under a degree of scrutiny. You're under a much higher degree of scrutiny if you become leader of the party, and I'm very proud to have achieved that position. But I achieved it on behalf of others. It's not for me. The whole process was really about better democracy, empowerment of people, people being able to chat and talk. And what was great about the summer was the number of older people coming back into political activity, a lot of young people who were not apolitical. They were put off by party politics, and fantastic engagement with lots of young people all
And
summer. I
yet,
really enjoyed it.